Hi, thank you all for tuning in. So good morning. Welcome to Sun and Moon Yoga Studio YouTube channel. I'm Asya Haikin, and our theme this week has to do with our astronauts going into space. And today's theme is Defying Gravity. So as I was thinking last night of teaching this class this morning, I was realizing that there is a lot of gravity going on, and not just gravity in the sense of us being attracted to the earth, but really serious things, really grave things happening. So how do we as yogis deal with it? How do we gain some understanding? And I was drawn to turn to yogic wisdom, to our yoga tradition. And I was remembering a yogic sage who lived in the first half of the 20th century, Sri Ramana Maharshi. And he was once asked, how do we treat the other? And he said, there's no others. So in yoga, we believe in the self. So there's true self, and there is one self within each of us, but this is also the self that unites all of us. So this self is really not different from the people around us. And I feel like this is something that can really help us. So when we feel so much separation right now, just turning to these concepts that allow us to, even for a moment, feel a sense of self and a sense of oneness between ourselves. So another yogic concept that helps us understand this is a concept of practice. So through our practice is how we realize this oneness with the self. So I just wanted us to use this practice today to help us feel this connection between ourselves, connection to our true self, which when we realize, we understand that we're not different from others. So let's go ahead and start standing. So when you think of gravity, it's our weight, it's the weight of the body. So right now, if you bend your knees just a tiny bit, just softening the knees, notice how you can feel the sense of rooting into the ground, the sense of the feet being connected to the ground. So just for a moment, not define that for a moment, but just acknowledging it, just feeling that sense of perhaps feeling a little heavy this morning, just allowing that to come into your awareness. And we'll start to move our spine, just leaning forward. So maybe finding even more heaviness, just feeling that weight. And then with the next inhalation, bringing some resistance into the legs. And as you press down, just finding some opening. And we'll go back and forth between these two, just allowing for the weight, for the heaviness. And then lifting up and finding the openness, and perhaps starting to add the arms here, opening the arms out. And then going down again. So feeling both. The weight, the heaviness, and then the opening. Just experiencing this for yourself, going at your own pace. And noticing how your breath helps you connect this movement. And then returning to the center. Just noticing the weight on one leg, the weight on the other leg. And then let's go into a side bend. And just take a moment to notice how the weight changes in one foot and the other foot. And then be in the center again and reach over to the other side. And just notice the weight in the left foot and the right foot and how that might change. Just at your own pace, going from one side to the other, grounding and reaching. So as you soften the knees, find a sense of gravity, rooting, and then as you reach, find a sense of lightness and lift. Again, noticing the breath, rooting down and then lengthening. Rooting and reaching. And be in the center. Softening the knees again, just feeling the weight. And then finding this twisting motion, moving to one side. So as you turn, again, the weight shifts into one leg and the other heel comes off the floor, just to allow for that easy twist, and let that twist start at the legs and the hips and move it all the way up to the upper back and shoulders, and let the head follow as you go side to side. And then maybe making the movements a little bigger, just getting a little bit into swinging. Moving around, swinging, shifting the weight. Just feel like you're starting to play with gravity a little bit. Notice when you release the weight down. Notice when you're lifting. And then find the center once again. Just notice how the energy in the body has shifted from this movement. So we're going to focus on the right leg right now. Just shifting the weight down through the right leg. Picking up the left foot. Just keeping your toe on the ground. Playing with gravity here. And perhaps lifting the knee. And just be where you need to be. Maybe bring the arms up. And then releasing, bring the foot down. Just take a moment to notice the leg that was standing and the leg that was lifting. Notice how one feels, how the other feels. And then shifting the weight into the other leg and just allowing a slight bend knee. So you feel a little bouncy. And then lifting the heel and just starting to pick up that foot, or keeping the toes down, or bring the knee up. And perhaps opening the arms. Just notice what's happening on this side. So, right, we can go down, we can go into gravity, and we can lift out of gravity. And then releasing, bring the foot down. So if you have a block, I'm going to use it for just a playful eagle pose. The block will just help us in this position. So standing upright. Just take a moment to notice how the feet meet the ground. And then starting to shift the weight into your right leg. And then picking up the left heel again. Slightly softening. So this time, let's go a little bit deeper with the knee. And then we're going to pick up the foot and cross it over. So this is our eagle pose legs. Let's hold that. Bring your arms up and cross your right arm over your left arm. Just winding the arms around. So here in this eagle pose, notice what's happening, and perhaps picking up that foot if that works for you, or tucking behind your ankle. Holding for a couple more breaths, and then just flying off. Okay, defying gravity as you fly off. And we can shift the block to the other side. So now grounding the left leg, rooting, and going a little bit into the earth, into the ground as you bend the knee. Stepping the foot across and perhaps using the block or tucking the foot behind the ankle, and try to stay low. Bring the arms around, crossing your left arm over your right arm. And just finding your balance here. Breathing. And then we'll lift off, opening the arms, opening the foot out as you fly off. Just pausing here. Let's take it forward then. Have your feet hip width, soften the knees, folding at the hips. Releasing down, release the arms, keeping just enough bend in the knees to allow your back to soften. Release the neck, release the head. Coming all the way up, lifting. And exhale, bring the arms down. Pausing here, observing the energy in the body. Now let's move into table pose. So we're going to play with gravity from a slightly different orientation. As you land in table, just move your hips back, allowing the spine to lengthen. And on the inhale, come back into table, draw the chest forward, shoulders back. Just let's do a few of these to help us lengthen the spine. Lengthening back, moving the chest forward and the shoulders back. And then coming into table, walk your hands slightly off center towards the side of your mat. And then move the hips back. And breathe here. Feel both sides of the torso breathing. And come up, walking your hands across to the other side of the mat. And draw the hips back. Breathe here. Notice how the two sides feel different, but take your breath into both sides. Inhale, come up. Bring your hands to center. Let's step the right foot forward. Bring your foot between your hands. Tuck the toes under. So we'll come up into high lunge here, straightening the back leg. And just take a moment to settle into your lunge. To notice how the legs are working. To notice how gravity is pulling you down here, how the hips have to work. And then notice how your body lifts out of that gravity. Keep your thighs drawing towards the midline. And then continue to lift your chest and we'll bring the arms forward. So find a sense of lift, lifting yourself up and out of the legs. And exhale, bring the arms down. Lower the back knee. Step back. And bring the left foot forward. Between your hands. Tuck the toes. Let's take the lunge on the other side. Straightening the leg, lengthening. So rooting down, feel the grounding of the feet. Feel the thighs drawing towards the midline. And then coming into your fingertips. So just perhaps being here or continue to lengthen and lift away from gravity. And exhaling, release. Bring the arms down. Lower the knee. And step back. Just draw the hips back. Lengthening through the sides of the torso. And then spread your fingers, ground your palms, tuck your toes under. Let's take downward dog. Grounding through the palms. Pressing the thighs back, lifting the hips, and bring the knees down, lowering. Let's take child's pose. Inhale, roll up. Let's bring the right foot forward again. So we're going to keep moving into gravity and away from gravity. Tuck the toes under, straightening the back leg. Coming into lunge. Now bring the arms forward. As you draw forward, take your arms up. Coming into warrior one. And then take a little step forward, shifting the weight into your standing leg. Lengthen the arms forward, picking up your back leg. Warrior three. So finding the lift here, reaching through the arms. And then step back. Warrior one. Lowering down. Bring the hands down. And back into table. Place your hands, downward dog. Lift the hips. Press the thighs back, lengthen the spine. And lower the knees, table. Let's take this on the other side. Bring the left foot forward. Tuck the toes under. Coming into lunge, finding stability here. Drawing the thighs towards the midline. Acknowledging the weight, acknowledging gravity. Now begin to lift, just staying parallel first. And then lifting up into warrior one. Taking a step forward and shifting the weight into standing leg. And lengthening, coming to parallel, flying off. And then coming down with the foot, reaching the arms, lowering, hands to the floor as we come back into lunge. Lower the back knee, step back, place your palms, lift the hips, down dog, and bring your knees down. Let's take child's pose. Get the hips back, and you can support your forehead on your forearms. Just settling here. And in your child's pose, notice how the weight of the body is supported on the floor. Inhaling, roll up. So let's do this one more time. Let's do our little sequence again. We'll step the right foot forward. Come into high lunge, straightening the back leg. Drawing the thighs towards the midline, finding a sense of stability. Lengthen forward. Lift up. Now let's do a slightly different hand position this time. Interlace your fingers, pointing your index finger. Now begin to shift the weight forward. Keep the bend in the knee. Pick up your back leg, and you don't really have to straighten your standing leg. It can stay a little bent. And then step back as you lift. And exhale, move to parallel. Bring your arms down. Lower the back knee. Step back. Place your hands, down dog, lifting the hips. Palms grounding, thighs pressing back. Table pose. Let's bring the left foot forward. Tuck the toes. High lunge on this side. Reach with the arms. Lifting up through the spine. Interlace your fingers as you come forward, shifting the weight. Lengthening the arms forward and the leg back. And step back, going down. Place your hands. Lower the back knee. Step back. Spread your fingers. Tuck the toes under. Coming up into down dog. Grounding the palms and lifting the hips. And now shift the weight forward, bringing the shoulders right over the wrists. Lower the knees down, lower the chest down. Pointing the toes back. Bring your arms in front. Let your head rest on your arms. Either facing straight down or turning your head to one side. Just taking time here to allow the body to release into the floor, to release into gravity. Now place your palms at the sides of the chest. And starting either with your chin on the floor or the forehead on the floor. Exhale the breath, and as you inhale, start rolling up. So notice how you lift here, broadening the shoulders, lifting away from the floor. And exhaling, roll back down. Inhaling, lifting, shoulders broadening, elbows drawing in. And exhaling down. And one more time, perhaps adding even more lift. Exhaling, releasing down. Tuck the toes under. Press up, lift the hips. Coming into down dog. And bend your knees, bring the hips back, bring the head down. Inhaling, roll up. Now please line your back. Just lie flat for a moment. Feel your back body releasing into the floor. Now bend your knees, walk your feet in closer to your hips. Ground the shoulders. And on the inhalation, roll up into bridge pose. And on the exhalation, roll back down. So we're just going to do easy bridge rolls. Feel the grounding of the feet. And as you roll, just feel that relationship to gravity. Feel where you are surrendering to it. Feel where you're lifting against it. As you go back and forth. And then the next time you lift, just hold your bridge pose. Stay up there. And notice what it takes to stand here. And eventually release down. And now just allow your knees to roll a little bit to one side and a little bit to the other side. Just finding easy movement now. Just rolling the hips. And as your knees go from side to side, let your neck relax. So you might find that your head also starts moving. And as your head starts moving, you'll notice that it's either going with the knees or perhaps it's going in the opposite direction. So just notice the way it started naturally for you. And then try exploring the opposite. So try exploring. So if you had your head going with the knees, try doing the opposite. If you had your head going the opposite, try going with the knees. So just play with that and notice what's happening for you here. What does this feel like as you go side to side? And then eventually centering. And stretch your legs out, relax the arms. Just once again, taking a moment to feel the whole body as it releases into the floor. And now bend your knees. So one more thing we'll do before our relaxation. Bring the arms around the knees. Bring the knees and the forehead towards each other. Just curling up here. Feel the effort that's involved as you curl. And then release. And stretch out on your back. Just allow your whole body to be supported on the floor. Releasing into the floor, releasing into gravity. With each exhalation, releasing and letting go. Relaxing the legs and the hips, belly, lower back, upper back, arms and shoulders, neck, jaw, face, relaxing the whole body. Bringing awareness to the heart center. Feel that your breath is moving in and out of the heart center. And in your heart, remembering that it's our practice that helps us realize our true self, which is at one with the universal self. And everyone around the world. And now starting to wake up your body. And just take your time to bend your knees and roll to your side. Make your way up to sitting. Thank you. Namaste. Okay, let me see what else is here. Susan, no sound. Wow. Okay, I hope the sound was fine. Looked like someone was having trouble with sound. Well, the weather is a little bit cloudy today, but I hope you still have a good day and get to be outside and stay safe. Take care.